What are you doing, by the way?
Claymores, they're mines. I brought them from Britain. Ring our campsites with claymores, then any animal that comes, it will become a veneer.
You've mined our campsite.
Do you want to be eaten by a crocodile?
No.
Well, there you are then.
I don't really want to live in a minefield either.
You're safe.
Anyway, absolute performance isn't actually relevant in the real world. You need the knowledge that
If you take absolute performance out of it, then your car is, you've rendered your car irrelevant immediately. It's not very good looking, it's not very nice inside.
I disagree.
And it's
Oh no, the Nissan looks good.
The Nissan looks excellent.
It does.
Way, but no, it looks a bit childish. It's
What,
a
and the
bit...
Bentley doesn't, with its massive
The
bug
Bentley,
eyes and
look
its
at the prow of
facial
it there,
expression
look at
like
it.
it's just been at a wedgie.
Look, all three of them, as we said at the beginning, are properly good cars. They're bloody brilliant, all of them. But the BMW's the best.
But the Bentley's best.
It isn't. And tomorrow we're going to be cowboys.
Yeah, it's not over, is it?
How do you be a cowboy in a car?
It's on a steel horse I ride. Bon Jovi put it to us like that.
No horses.
When my work was done and May and Hammond had drunk all the beer, we turned in for the night.
What was that?
Oh, that was the sound of me saving your life.
Nearly killed me anyway. I nearly died.
You would have been in an animal by now if it weren't for me.
The next day, we were on the road early.
The reason we're driving so slowly is another way animals have of killing you here. I mean, obviously they can hide in your sleeping bag, they can drop out of trees, they can hide under the lavatory seat. But another thing they like to do is just wander out in front of your car.
One of Australia's biggest car insurance companies said that last year it received 35,000 claims for damage to cars caused by animals running out into the road. 35,000.
And they kill you because they're all big. There are buffalo, kangaroos, cows, just wandering about the place.
And then when the cow is lying in the road dead, the wedge-tailed eagles arrived, or wedges as they're called here, and they gorge on the carrion and they become so heavy they can't take off properly when the next car arrives on the scene, which means they're only about windscreen height when you hit them, and they come through and they're all full of maggots, and they burst and the maggots go all over you.
Strangely, though, none of the locals seemed to be that bothered about the risk.
Oh, hello, what's this? Mad Max has come among us. And another. I'm in the Mad Max movie!
By mid-morning, we'd been overtaken by every single person who lives in the Northern Territory. All 8 of them.
Oh, there's someone driving a table.
That was one of those Trans-Australia solar cars from the race they do, all powered by the sunshine on solar panels on the top of it.
As the man in the table was happy to do 70, we figured we could pick up the pace. But before we put the hammer down, I had a suggestion.
I think we should do some kind of braking test to make sure that we're in good shape. You up for that, Hammond? See how quickly you can stop your 2.5-ton Bentley.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, that. We should know.
So, on the next long straight, we set up our experiment. Normally, you get some excitement in this part of Australia when you have to overtake a convoy of gigantic road trains.
I knew this would happen eventually. 55 metres of rolling Aussie thunder.
160 tons of magnificence. Most car drivers appreciate in the Northern Territories that those things rule the road. And they rule the road because really there's very little they can do about anything.
Because these things have no speed limiters, they can trundle along at 60 or 70 miles an hour, which means that overtaking one in a Honda Civic would take the rest of your life. I bet you two wish you had the M6 for overtaking this.
Off you go then, don't bottle it.
Right, let's see how fast I can actually overtake this thing. Here we go.
This is a stupid game.
That's a long lorry.
You really don't want to spend any more time doing that than you absolutely have to.
Look, it's a traffic jam, but it's all one vehicle.
Here I go.
James is gone.
Look at the length of that thing. I think it's got a bit of a wobble on.
Full speed. That is why you need an M6. Oh, he's making dust. I can't see a thing. Help!
A lot of dust coming up here.
Okay, road clear, Hammond, road clear. You want to take one in Chatsworth House?
Right, I'm going to do it. I'm overtaking the road train. Still overtaking the road train. Still overtaking. Big! I'm out of the way, I'm free.
I think in terms of films, it's up there with one of the best we've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised at just how epic it all feels. It's quite special there because it's hot and dry, and the size, when you're British, absolutely beggars belief. Even a Texan would say that it was big.
Well, 3.5 million acre farm.
3.25.
3.5, Top Gear maths. That's 3.5 right there.
It's quite interesting
Which
if
is
you look
for-
at we've got in the programme a map of the Northern Territories, and you think that's quite big and then a big drive. But if you put that on the map of the whole of Australia, it's like we've driven from my house to the West End of London. It's just nothing. It's so huge.
Do you know, I don't know how far we drove. It was about 1,000 miles?
A
No,
bit
it can't
more.
be that far.
It's a bit more than 1,000.
No, it wasn't 1,000.
It was 1 million miles.
It doesn't matter. We drove a very long way, and it was almost all of it on gravel roads. Often you get the washboarding, the dust was phenomenal. As James pointed out at one point, there was you couldn't even breathe if you had been behind one of the cars, particularly my BMW, which got big fat back tyres, and yet the car behind was breathing this dust and yet still working. And then we went cattle herding in them after we'd raced them up a mine.
Because you genuinely wouldn't expect them to survive what we put them through. I mean, it was staggering. The temperature alone, without the
think it's
dust and the vibration.
The dust is the amazing thing, because dust is basically sandpaper before it's been put onto paper.
We went to the iron ore mine, and it was a fantastic place to be, that mine.
Really?
Absolutely brilliant, because everybody was there. It felt like you were part of a big family. And my God, it was good fun watching, as we've discovered, James cheating.
Again, because
Cheated.
James May is a cheat.
He's a cheat.
He is a cheat.
He
He
is a
cheated
cheat.
at Monopoly.
He did.
I knew that the viewers wanted the spectacle, so...
Of you
It's true. I
cheating
must say, the
again.
GTR going up that hill
Exactly.
is one of the sights I will
Yeah.
take with me to my grave.
Everybody thinks Australia is sort of rugged and they don't care. I don't care about something landing on my head.
There's nowhere on earth you experience health and safety rules quite like Australia.
They love it. Even there, I mean, there were only the people who work on the mine there. It's not like somebody could happen by and bust them for not wearing a high vis. It is only them. They still put everything on.
It was, and the
Everybody else
lecture was very strong
Lengthy.
on, you know, we must be seen and be seen.
Oh, I love a briefing. I love it when we all have to sit down and have a
It's the
briefing.
ruination of the world. I also loved the drag race we had because
That was the best drag race we've ever had. Normally it's
the
clear.
word inexorable was designed for the way the BMW caught the Bentley. It was just this, I am going to get you, it's just going to take a while, but I'll get there. The power of that BMW has to be experienced to be believed.
But what was fun about that drag race was, although it happened very quickly, we were going very fast. The actual event, the overtaking of the BMW, happened very slowly because you were hauling me in. So I was, no! Well, they were out of their comfort zone. That was a long way out of their comfort zone.
As we said, Hammond's was designed for the car park at Old Trafford. May's was designed for the Nürburgring, and mine was designed to go from Monaco to Munich. So you would have thought that the car makers responsible for them would design them to simply do that. But they've designed them, they've over-engineered them so much that they can actually herd cows.
Yeah, somebody somewhere has thought, but what if somebody who owns a massive cattle farm in Australia buys one? We better make sure it can do that, and it can.
Cow! Yes, cows!